ThisOldConcrete.com presents sprayer staining. We're going to be starting off with a few still pictures just to get an overview of the job itself. There were two different pours of concrete that needed to be done on this particular job. You can see this one area where there was faded colored concrete, orangish in color. And you can see the color that they wanted in this next slide. Right here you can see this little piece of tile showing the color that they wanted to achieve. And here's the second part of the concrete pour. Along the side of the house you can see it's gray in color. It's not orange like the other part, but you can see down the end where the previous contractor tried to use acid stains and it didn't produce very much color at all. This is the side area again. You can see here we took that same piece of tile and we pretty much matched it using the new look colored products. The sprayer method that we're going to be using here works best when the concrete's kind of rough. This method doesn't work as well on smooth concrete, so you want the concrete to be rough for this method. Here you can see this person's wetting down the section of concrete adjacent to the one that's going to be colored. The reason for this, you get this section wet, then any overspray from the slab that's being worked will not stain the adjacent slab. You can see that the worker here was shaking the containers, just as when you're working with new look products and any other application, you need to keep the product well mixed. One little trick that can help in keeping the product mixed is to put a marble inside the sprayer container or a smooth rock, just to give it something to agitate the liquid inside. Here you can see the worker spraying down two different colors from the two different bottles. One of the containers is holding the red color and one is holding the brown color. He's pumping them up again. You notice the worker down inside the pool area, keeping that front surface clean, that vertical surface. That's going to be done in a separate stage. There's another video on this site showing how to do and how to color the vertical concrete section. You'll notice the worker is stepping onto the surface. He's wearing special shoes called corkers that have some short metal spikes on them, which help prevent tracking or making tracks in the coloring product. So those can be quite useful. Okay, he's just finishing up with the coloring at this point. You can see that this method goes very quickly. You can do very large square footages using this process. The second part of what we're going to be doing here is soaking up any excess moisture. In this case, he's using just a rag that has been moistened in the product. You don't want to use a dry rag for this or else it'll pull too much of the product off of the concrete. So the rag should be damp with the stain material. In this case he's using, this is like a little trash picker tool. He's using this tool to just kind of pick this rag up, drop it on the wet areas and pick up the moisture, then wring that rag out and do the same process again, picking up all the excess moisture. Excess moisture can puddle and leave dark stained areas, so you want to get rid of all the excess moisture. Just leave the moisture there that's needed to actually stain the concrete. This process could be done more quickly with a larger rag, perhaps a towel, and two people working this part of the process would go more quickly. In this case, there were only 2 people working this job, and they didn't have towels, so they had the rag. They used the rags that they had available to them. But that's just a thought for something that you might do in your jobs. This process can be used to cover large areas of concrete very quickly, and it doesn't require any artistic skill really on the part of the workers. Our before and after pictures aren't very good, but you can see here a before picture along one side of the pool, and in this next slide we have an after picture. Again, here you can see an after picture, and it's taken a little bit further back than that first picture, so hopefully you can tell it's the same concrete, but in this case this is after the coloring along that same edge of the pool. That's pretty much it, just a few more pictures demonstrating a job using the sprayer method.